Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? Hey, Fred, Julie, Joe, JB, Emma, how you guys doing? Good morning and TGIF. Happy it's Friday. Wish I had a lot of great news in the market. I'm afraid I don't. I think the market is just choppy as all get out, going nowhere, slow, boring. That doesn't mean that trades can't be made. We'll find a few here, no doubt. First thing I want to talk about this morning is something that is very important to me, and it's this T21, 23, 15 minute, and 60 minute. Right now, let's just focus on this hard right edge here. That's bearish. Focus on this hard right edge, and that's bearish. What bullish would look like would be this right here. That's what bullish would look like. Green dots, price, and white line above the green dots. Bearish is red dots, white line, and price below the red dots. So what this tells me is that the power, the overall power, is not with the bulls. It lies with the sellers or the bears. That doesn't mean that long trades can't be taken. It's just basically saying you're going against the power. And, a lot of times that can work out. But you will be going against that power. And this has proven itself over and over and over and over to the point where I don't get why I don't follow it like religion. But, those things happen. Sometimes we take trades, there we go. Sometimes we take trades to the long side because they're setting up. Let's go take a look at Google for an example. Look at Google. Google is rocking. Now, that T2123, it's suggesting the power, a majority of stocks is more to the downside. There's always going to be a few stray cats out there that are to the bullish side, like Google here. A few others, I think. I see Tesla's up on the screen this morning, the scanner, which I'm holding TSLL, and that's looking pretty good, so I'm bullish there. But there's some shorts out there. Disney, I'm still holding part of that Disney shorts, and there's going to be a lot of shorts show up here, I think, if we don't get to moving. Mara, if Mara starts getting below the 160 area, these lows, that's where I would look for Mara to be shorted. Let's see. There's not too many shorts showing up, to tell you the truth. Okay, so let's take a look at, here's my thoughts on the market. We have a high and we have a lower high. That's confirmed. This is confirmed. It's right there in front of us. There's no, well, I think, my gut, none of that. That is confirmed. Then we are below the 50% mark, which, a lot of people don't follow that. And if you don't, that's cool. It's just one of those indicators that I like to look at, sort of a made-up indicator, if you will. So anything below that line right there, about 446 or so, to me, there's more bear control here versus where the bull control would be above that, in that green area. Keep in mind, we've got that downtrend line here. We look at the bullish chart, we look at the chart, and we have a low high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's pointing to bullishness. But we're still not over that magic mark right in there. So this just tells me there's a lot of gobbledygook going on. Just a ton of gobbledygook. Where while we are set up, for the chasers of the blue ice failure, we are set up for a blue ice failure. But that doesn't mean the price is going to go with it. They may go with it. We are close to that 50-period moving average right there. We are very close. Qs are right there at it. And again, we're that 50% line. The Qs are actually above that 50% line. So the Qs, I'm going to have to give to a little bullish nature there, right? They're holding right in there. So when we combine what we have now, the information we have, the SPY, the Qs, T21, 23, man, all I see is mediocre trading. Just simply mediocre trading. And FNGU is another one that I follow. This one carries a lot of weight with me because it has the Googles, the Tesla, the Apple, the Nvidias, the big dogs in there. And that line right there, we're well below that line. And that's that 50% line. So below that line, and it's 50% of this high and this low. Below that line, the power is with the bears. And T2123 is saying power is with the bears. So I look at these two, and man, I've got to be extremely cautious on what I'm buying, long or short. Maybe more importantly, extremely cautious in the area of my risk and taking profits. Maybe that's the most important thing to me, is not maybe, take the trade if you want to trade. Just keep in mind, don't let that risk turn into a nightmare. And there's a big difference between, say, 5% risk and a 15% nightmare. There's a massive difference. And taking profits, this is where buying more than one contract or more than one share of a stock comes in handy, because as price moves up or down, you could peel off one contract or one share and still have a contract on or one share to let it run into more money in your favor. So that's an advantage of having at least two. So Meta, I see Meta is popping up on the scanner this morning, and Meta is trying to move up a little higher. It doesn't mean that it's going to last all day, but it's trying. There's a lot of charts that's hanging around that 50-period moving average, a bunch of them, and that's what we need. For the bulls to take charge, we're going to need to see break out of that 50 and show a little bit of strength. Sellers are going to need to see weakness or fall below that 50 and show that weakness to put the sellers totally in charge. So we get out of this slow doldrum type of range that we're in right now. So anyone have any charts? Because that's about all I have for charts. I really just wanted to talk to the market from my side this morning. But I see a couple of here. MPC, Mike. Yeah, look at MPC. Excuse me. I apologize. I'm nursing a cold. It's just a baby cold yet, and I'm trying to keep it that way. Man, that's a nice continuation pattern. That's looking great. Wonderful. So right now, looking at MPC, now that we've broken out, my buy box, I'm going to move that out of the way. My buy box would be, somewhere in this area right here, just like that. And what this would represent is there's nothing wrong with buying it on this move up. You just have to set your stop accordingly. personally, I don't feel that if I bought it up here, I would not put my stop down here. If I bought it here, my stop would maybe be more into that range. And mostly, I'm going to use these candles over here to arrive at that stop. Now, if today or Monday, maybe, MPC here started to rest a little bit and come down, it's still in the buy box. This is still a bullish chart. It may be trickling to the downside, but until we break down, and I'm going to go with about that level right there, with about 145.50, until we break down from there, that's still a bullish chart, and we're just waiting for the signs to be a buyer. So very nice chart. Let's flag that. Thank you, Mike. And then there's VLO. Look at VLO. Same condition. Absolutely same condition. Now this one hasn't broken out yet. There's going to be a lot of traders look at this. Well, I don't want to buy until it breaks out. There's, nothing wrong with that. That strategy is a sound, solid strategy. Buying it in here, this is also a sound, solid strategy if you can control any kind of pullback and if you can handle any kind of pullback. And the only reason I'm talking about that is we're moving up to a speed bump or resistance, and speed bumps and resistance many times will give you will give price the reason to just get tired, take a break. And again, if this moves down, that is still a bullish chart. And that's going to still be a bullish chart for me till about right about here. And that just noise the normal movement of a chart. So this is a sound entry area, providing you can control your emotions, if it starts to pull back. And then the breakout is a sound strategy with a stop. Always put that stop in here. Two nice charts. Thank you. Energy. Let's see. Sean says AMD, you can say are short, but I don't think so. I'm still holding my AMD, and I'm to the long side, and I'm not green. I bought AMD up here, and I agree with you. I don't think AMD is a short right now. Now, I think it is controlled. The majority controlled is by the sellers. I think the bulls are trying to fight the sellers. So I look at AMD now, and I've got to come up with a reason why I shouldn't close it. So here's part of my reason why I'm not closing it. We're setting up for an inverted head and shoulders here. If we take a look at this down move, and then right where that inverse head and shoulders is, and that's what an inverse head and shoulders is. It's the starting of a bottom. We can draw the line, we can call it an inverse head and shoulders. That does not guarantee this is going to be the bottom, but this is what we look for in charts. We look for these kind of signals, these kind of chart patterns, these kind of clues. So this is the clue I'm using to stay in AMD right now. So to me, it looks like we've got a bottom forming in here, and as long as it continues to form, then I'll be all right. If this starts to get too weak and fall below, well, then the handwriting is on the wall that this whole area right through here might not hold. And if that doesn't hold, that puts price down lower. So anyway, I don't think it's a short right now. But I can't say that it's a long right now either. I'm in it because I bought it here on anticipation of moving higher, and just the opposite happened. We slipped to the downside a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. And then what was your TSLL? TSLL. You said, how'd you word that? You can say they are short, but I don't think so. Now, see, I disagree with this one. This one here, the chart pattern is a little different. And if you take away the 50 period moving average, if you just look at a if you just look at a candlestick or a price action chart, then I think what we need to recognize is a bit of a speed bump. Yes, sir. But then we have this low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We've got a bull flag forming. So to me, I mean, you can talk about the 50 period moving average. You can say, look, it's below that. I'm certainly not going to disagree with that. But what we've got here is a bull flag setting up. And above these tops, this bull is going to ride. So however, you look at it, every trader has their own way to look at it. And that's what I'm going to do right there. Thanks, Sean. Let's see. BULZ. Yeah, these are some big dogs here. And that's actually looking pretty good. You're right. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then this morning, it's looking pretty good in here. And this is one of these BLUZ, the stocks that's in this. These are some big dogs. This is what can lift this market up and make it fly and jump over the moon. This type of the stocks in this ETN here. So that's looking pretty good. Chip is looking at BRK.B. Is that right? Yeah. That's not it. BKR. Maybe it's just B. There we go. Nope. BRK. I'll try it one more time and then I'm done with it. BRK.B. Done with it. Let's see. Sean. INDA. Excuse me. I apologize. India in this nice J-hook continuation pattern. This is an absolute bullish chart pattern every which way from Sunday. We're breaking out here. So when we see a chart pattern like this is bullish. Bullish and buyable is two different things. I'm not saying it's not buyable here. I just want to make sure that we all understand bullish and buyable are two different things. If you are a long-term holder, you're willing to hold this longer term and you believe that it's going higher, and based on this chart, I believe it's going higher. You can buy it anywhere your little heart desires, because if you're going to buy this, sit and hold it 6, 7, 8 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years, you really don't care about pinching pennies at the entry. However, if you are a trader, pinching pennies at the entry is kind of important to you. Not anal important, but important, okay? So I'm looking at this and we've got beautiful move up here, absolutely beautiful. We're just now poking our nose out. This might be worth waiting for the end of the day or maybe even next week for the very best entry. And I would simply look for that, a typical 3/8 trap, a PBO, pullback opportunity. If somebody here doesn't know what that is, make sure you catch me this morning before I go to lunch. We can talk about that. But that would just give you a better entry in there. Okay, it's about that time. I'm going to call it a morning here. Good trading, everybody. Be careful with this market. And like I say, it's just a really kind of slow, junky, sort of a definite pickers market. So pick your long, pick your short, use your tools to feel out where it's best to be, okay? Anyway, we'll see everybody at the bottom of the hour in about 20 minutes, okay? Have fun today, and good Friday to you.